and welcome to Meals Made Love. Today I'm going to cook for you a recipe from my cookbook. I'm Lana Vidler and the cookbook's called Meals Made Love, How to Catch a Man in 3 Courses, and the recipe is on page 95. It's a super easy recipe called Man Lasagne. So all you need for this dish is 500 grams of beef mince, you need some grated parmesan cheese, 1 small brown onion which we're going to finely dice, you need 2/3 cup of thickened cream, you need some salt, pepper, you need some minced garlic, or you can even use 2 cloves of fresh garlic if you've got it. You need 3.5 cups of crushed or diced tomatoes with herbs, which works out to be 2 cans. If you can't get it with herbs, then just add some oregano, basil, thyme. Then you need 1.5 cups of sliced mushrooms. And you need some liquid cheese finishing sauce, 160 grams. We will then mix it with the parmesan and the cream, but by all means, if you can make an awesome cheese sauce, do it. But if you don't have time, this works really well. Then you need 250 grams of instant lasagna sheets or lasagna noodles. I've tested this on many men and they really do prefer the dried ones rather than the soft, fresh ones, because these turn out crispy in the dish, so that works really well. Then in the kitchen you need a large fry pan to cook the meat sauce in. You need some measuring cups, a stirring spoon, a ladle. Now you can put this into a baking dish if you're cooking the whole recipe at once, or what I did, single girls take note. About 9 months ago when I first met my fiance, we'd gone on a date, we'd gone to a movie, and we were going to go out to dinner, and it was still early, and I said, you know what, come round to my place, I think I've got lasagna in the freezer. And I made up the lasagna, so you don't cook it in the oven yet, so you make up the sauce and prepare it all, then you just freeze it. And so I just whipped it out of the freezer, put it in the oven, and he loved it. And I made this for him many times since, and he reckons it's the best lasagna he's ever tasted, as have a lot of other men. So this is a really good dish, and it's all about meals made love. So let's make some Man Lasagna. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is prepare the meat sauce. So to do that, first we get the 1.5 cups of sliced mushrooms. I've just washed them. Then we've got 1 brown onion, which is finely diced. I just cut it into quarters and put it in my amazing little mini chopper. They're so good. It's just over there and you just put it in, press the button, 30 seconds later it's all perfectly diced. So, and then we've also got 2 cloves of garlic. You can finely mince it or you can just use this. So what I do is I prepare as much as I can in 1 container, and then when I throw it into the fry pan it's so much easier. So we're just going to get 2 teaspoons, which is equivalent to 2 cloves. And I'll do here. And I put in the minced onion just so it's all ready to go. Good. So then I just set this aside for a second while I prepare the meat to go in the fry pan. So now we're going to make the meat sauce. So all we do is we put our fry pan on the stove, turn on the heat to medium-high, then we get our mince, we just throw in the mince there. Then we just lightly brown it for about 5 minutes. Slightly browned. So we've just lightly browned it, and see how there's a little bit of water there. That's why you don't need oil in a non-stick pan. So then once it's all lightly brown, then we put our mushrooms, onion and garlic, which we just pre-prepared before. So you toss that in, make sure it's all in there. Put that aside, and you just stir it through well. And once that's stirred through, you then put the 2 cans or 3.5 cups of crushed mixed herbs, tomatoes. 1 can. And we want to turn it up a little bit, and you just want to bring it to boil, and you let it boil for 3 minutes. So stir it well. So now it's been boiling, bubbling for 3 minutes. So what we want to do is season it. So you just put lots of salt and pepper. You like a lot of pepper, so put a decent amount of pepper. You can always use more or less depending on how much you like. And then a little bit of salt. Then just give it a little stir. Now you want to reduce the heat to a simmer and you leave it for 1 hour. Check on it every so often, make sure it's not getting dry. If it is, put some water in it. Otherwise it should reduce quite a bit. If you want, you can put a lid on it. You know your stove, whether it's really hot or whether the heat's not too bad. So if the heat's quite a lot, just put the lid on it and leave it for 1 hour. Okay, so it's been an hour. The meat sauce has been simmering on the stove. And now it's time to prepare the cheese sauce. So it's super easy. So it's just 7 tablespoons of grated parmesan cheese. Then it's 1 packet of cheese liquid finishing sauce. Again, if you have time and you can make an amazing cheese sauce from scratch, do it. Otherwise, this is beautiful. Then it is 3 tablespoons of cream. 1, 2, 3. And then you just stir it all around. Make sure it's well combined. There you go. So it's all stirred, so we set that aside for 1 second. So the oven's now ready. So what we've done is we've put 3 lasagna sheets down. We've just spread over half the meat sauce. Then we get half the cheese sauce. You just dollop it over. So you put half of it and you just that. I always like to use a big pan, so you can also make it where it's smaller and taller, but this way it won't bubble over and dirty your oven. Get all the meat out. Then you get the remaining half of the cheese sauce, and again you do it over. It's all looking perfect. So then what you do is you put it in the oven. So it's a 160 degree oven. You can cover it with foil, it's up to you. I generally don't, but you can if you want. So you just get this, put it in the oven. So then once you've made the lasagna, you then get it and put it in, make sure the oven's already preheated. Put it in the oven. And then you leave that for 20 minutes. Okay, so now it's been in the oven for 20 minutes at 160 degrees. So now it's time to add the cream. So we open the oven carefully. Pull it out a little bit. Now you want to pour over 2/3 a cup of cream. So you want to just evenly pour it over, especially the really crispy bit. And then you want to leave it for another 10 minutes. So we'll close it back up. So we leave it like that for another 10 minutes and then we come back and it's ready to serve. Okay, so I've just taken it out of the oven. It's been in there 10 minutes with the cream on top and it's now gorgeous and it looks really nice and crispy. So I've just plated up some salad, which is a gorgeous salad my future amazing mother-in-law made yesterday. So I'm just going to put the lasagna on top. So it's just very easy. So I'll just put it like this. Now the sheets are nice and crispy, which is what the men love. And then you plate up your own. And there you go. And that's lasagna, Man Lasagne. Enjoy!